Welcome to Dip A Toe.
Welcome to Dip A Toe, the Let's Talk Crypto Shuffle Show.
How you doing, Simon?
Oh, you know how I'm doing, man. 3 hours. That's how I'm doing.
It's
3
been a
hours
hell of
of
a day.
sleep. 3 hours of sleep. I think for yesterday, but I think that's a total of 11, 12, 13, 14 hours of sleep average in, let's see, we got there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
That's not a lot of sleep.
You know, dude, it was like Vegas 2.0. It was like Vegas 2.0, but very exclusive. Not like exclusive. It was just smaller group, but I knew and we'll talk about this later, but I knew going down and doing what we did. I'm like, I'm not gonna get sleep. I'm not gonna. So I'm totally probably gonna pass out. Maybe I might not pass out. I'll probably, okay, I guess I gotta do this. I'm up. I'm good. Just more caffeine. Just lay down, my sister. Someone give me I need a sedative.
Help me, please help me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to welcome to everyone to Dip A Toe. The 9 of you that are in here now, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this space wherever you're watching, whether it's on X at Dip A Toe Show, at Dip A Toe on YouTube and Rumble, and Facebook. We're on Facebook also, streaming live there. If you'd please share this out, it would really help us out. And give us a
Always
like.
Helps us out.
Yeah, hit that like button. Apparently, you know, that helps with the algorithm and whatnot. And so we've been working hard to grow this channel.
Melissa has been busting her booty. And I'm gonna take a small moment here. Dude, 90% of how this show is continuous is because of her hard work. I mean, seriously, it's your hard work. Take credit. Everybody should be thanking Melissa because she is literally the heart and soul of this channel right home.
I'm dipping a toe in how to create a YouTube channel.
Nah, girl, you straight up went skinny dipping, cannonballed in that thing, and you are in it. Boom.
Yeah, and look for I've also been working on a website for the Dip A Toe Show. Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not the best web designer, but I'm doing it. So
dude, you are.
We're trying. We're
trying. Amazing. Now, can I get a little personal?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? What do you guys want to know? Type your questions in the chat.
Oh, here we go. Can we do that? Truth or dare? Oh, can we do like a truth or dare?
Oh, we could do a truth or dare segment.
We could do a truth or dare night. Oh my gosh, that would be cool. That would be cool. No spin the bottle though. I don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
I don't do that. Where's it going? Oh, dude, you've lost weight.
Oh,
I can see it in your face. I was just watching the intro there, and there was this one part where you had your you have like the little bang hair updo, and then it goes down in a little clippy, you know.
Yeah.
I know the hair updo, and I saw that, and I was like, and I looked down here because you're on the bottom of the screen while the intro's playing, and I was like, she has lost weight, man. I've been wanting to ask something for like past 2 shows, but yeah, you lost a little weight. So whatever you do, keep doing.
At this point, it's all water weight. You know, they say when you try to start losing weight,
wait. Winning's winning. By an inch or a mile, it doesn't matter. Winning's winning.
I haven't got my walking pad yet, but I think I have it narrowed down to 2 different ones. For those of you that don't know, I'm wanting to get one of these walking pads. You can pick one up between $100 and $200 on Amazon. So that because I'm at my job sitting in my chair, and then at night I'm coming home sitting, it's just terrible. And so I'm going to do a little walking, but I have the old school Tony Little Gazelle that I've kept with me for my life. Like when I got divorced, I pretty much left everything, but I took my Gazelle with me. So I got my Gazelle, and I've literally been forcing myself. Hey, New Mindset, love you, Peta. I've been myself when I'm downstairs and the television's on or whatever, and I'm hanging out with Ryan. What up, G? To at least get on that gazelle and kind of glide my way into a little bit more fitness. How you doing, GA? Thank you for coming.
GA up in the house.
You're right. I have lost a little bit of poundage. And then I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. But
Hump day.
I'm working on it, people. The camera puts on an extra like 25 pounds. I'm just saying. I'm really 6 foot tall and I'm about 150 pounds.
You know the fish eye? It's the squint. This is the squishy eye.
Yeah.
I wish.
Well,
I wish I could. We all wish we could blame it on that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Miss Kita. Love you, my friend. So I thought tonight we would talk about. I've been seeing, several comments from people. And the closer we get to stuff starting to pop off, or there's a lot of I don't know if you would call them FUD videos or whatever, perspective videos out there that are saying, you're not going to have any time to buy into the crypto before it takes off and all this kind of stuff. And so people are asking the question, particularly with XRP, how much XRP do I need to become a millionaire? How much do I need to be able to retire? And so I thought we'd touch on that a little bit tonight.
Okay.
And
cool.
And then also talking about touch a little on exit strategy. What are we thinking? Which kind of falls into the do I have enough type thing. And and then of course I definitely want to talk about your trip that you took with Mr. Alan Staple over the past several days for you to enlighten us on your knowledge that you gained.
I will enlighten you with the personal experience. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because that kind of ties all nicely into it. But
it does. It does. It totally does. Videos have not been edited, polished up. You know how it is, the raw footage. We just like to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share some moments about the trip where it's just like it doesn't matter what video production you do on the road, there's always something that goes wrong. And you do your best to bring everything you got, and even then it's just,
or you don't use it, you forget, like we did in Vegas.
Well, there's that too. You try to account for it, you acknowledge it, you can plan that all you want. But at the end of the day, you are hopping on the good foot, you're sitting on the edge of your seat, hopping on the good foot, trying to do the bad thing. That's just what happens. If you got at least the same socks on, whether they're clean or dirty, they're the same brand, like, you're doing good. You're really
exactly right. We have 28 folks in here. Welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys would post in the chat where you're watching from, I'm kind of curious where everybody's kind of tuning in from. And like I said, if you guys would please hit the like button wherever you're watching, or comment, put a comment, something, just to help us with our algorithm a little bit, so we can get ourselves out there better.
What side?
Yeah. Oh, Cali. Nice. I love California. I've only been there once, and I've only been to one area, but when I went, I enjoyed myself thoroughly. I've been to Texas once. Really enjoyed Texas. I got to go out and see Makita sometime soon. Yeah, I haven't been to South Louisiana. I've never been to Louisiana. I want to go there. I want to go to Louisiana. I want to go to Tennessee. Well, I've been to Tennessee, but I want to go to Tennessee. I want to rent a houseboat. Where do you rent the houseboats at? Is that Kentucky?
Sure. You can also rent them. You could rent them in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't you
Oh,
remember the
really?
movie Sleepless in Seattle with the Tom
Yes.
Hanks? Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Meg Ryan. Yeah, they're on a houseboat.
Oh, I didn't realize
Basically, it's a
that.
floating house. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Mhm.
Before we start with our conversation, we have the 15 minutes of inspiration and good
15 minutes of
story.
inspiration. Talk
I
about what's your inspiration.
Yes. Um, I have a cute little clip that I would like to share. And again, I mean, this is just I want to inspire people and let people know what an impact and a difference that you can make in someone's life. Just the smallest kind of gesture can make all the difference in the world to someone. Now this is a big gesture, but it's also seeing people. You know, there's a song that I really like, Give Me Your Eyes So I Can See Everything That I've Been Missing. Um, what is it? Everything that I've been missing for humanity. It's a really good song. I'll have to pull it up and share it with you guys. But anyway, I thought this was a really good clip. I don't know why. I don't know why I got all tongue tied and whatnot when I was trying to share my story. All right.
It's hump day.
It is hump day. All right, here we go. It's going to be loud. Back
Oh,
off the mic or back off the earphones.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Only
This is
one.
awesome. If only they knew.
Look at them cleaning up already.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't believe it. Yeah, no, good stuff. I remember seeing that a little while ago too, with the full audio. No, there was no song, and I watched it till he gave the money. I was like, oh man, you gonna make me cry? I gotta go. I can't be crying like this. Yeah,
That's great.
I'll be full. Oh, Kazoo and the Dip. Hello, TM. Kazoo. Oh, is that Kalamazoo? Is that the
Kazoo.
Kalamazoo to you? Kazoo? Shermal Hayden, dipping for a second. Yeah, selfie.
Yeah.
Love you, my friend. Yeah, so that was my good news story, my feel good story. You know, like I said, don't ever underestimate yourself and your power to do good, and the response that you get is can be so incredible. And then that just kind of, it's a seed, you plant a seed. And I feel like there's more and more people that are starting to recognize this and do it. And the level of Christ consciousness, goodness consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is gaining. Yes, thank you. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to see it. I love it. So do you have any feel good story or
I do.
quote of
I
the
do.
day?
No quotes today. No quotes today. I do have a feel good story. And it's related to I'm gonna call it the God effect. Right. It's right in line with that. Okay. So today flew back home, right?
Yeah.
Before I flew back home and before I got my 3 hours of sleep, I was on my phone and I had to check myself in. You know, I didn't have to. I just, I'm like, nah, I'll just do it. Print the dang tag and I'll go get a cup of coffee and try to slap myself together at the airport to make sure I'm awake and get on the dang plane. So anyway, so I'm picking out my seat, right? There was I got to pick out my seat. It's like, oh yay, I get to pick out my seat. And I had two choices: one window seat that was like 2 rows up from the back, or the back. Okay, when I flew down to Florida, Alan and I magically connected on the same flight down there.
Wow.
Okay,
When does that happen?
That's not whenever he wants to say it's gonna happen. Okay, but that's not it, right? So I was like, I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, dude, we had all that room back there. Like when we landed, I didn't feel. It was more of like a, oh, it wasn't as bad, right? When you land, and the front of the plane, but the back of the plane is like a little bit, right? So I was like, yeah, I like that way better. So anyways, I was like, I'll take the back seat. Bing, I got it. I'm getting on the plane. I go all the way back, and this nice young lady sits next to me, and we start talking. I'll tell you more about that part later, but the end result of our whole discussion, us sitting next to each other, was, in my opinion, choice, but design. Like, we were supposed to cross paths at some point, okay? And I know that because of the topics that we discussed. And both of those topics were our how do I want to put this? Correcting ourselves. Like saying, you know what? I am not right now. Like my life is chaos to a degree. I need help. And I want the help, right? And so she's sharing this with me, and she Christian young lady, she went to God. She skipped Jesus, just went straight to God. I don't think you could do that as a Christian, can you? I don't know. Just joking. Please don't take offense. So what was just interesting though is the conversation and the validation of God's consciousness, as you just said, the connectivity that we all have. Like, I don't know about you, but full transparency, I can honestly say for the past 5 years, I have been more aware of how divine intervention plays out. Like I can spot it quicker than I ever could.
Yep.
I'm around synchronicities, absolutely. Synchronicities, right? Absolutely. 110%. And so we vibed on that, totally. We totally picked up on that. And then as I'm going home, I'm sharing all these stories that we literally talked the whole plane ride. We shocker, you're sitting next to
I
San Francisco.
know that's
Yeah,
you're usually so quiet.
I could have my own
You don't
live
usually have
stream
anything to
from the
say.
plane. Here we go. So I told my wife all the discussions we had, on all the topics, and my wife was the one that really brought that to my attention. She goes, your awareness of those synchronicities, God's work, universe's work. You guys can call it whatever you want, man. But I know it really wasn't me that set the playing field up.
Yep.
I just had to choose, right?
Yep.
So for me, it's not really a feel-good story per se. It's not really inspiring, but I'm telling you, for all of those of you out there in the crypto space or whatever space you might be in, if you ask God, Jesus, universe, guardian angels, maybe your dog, cat, to give you a 2x4 sign to the face that you're on the right path, it literally will present itself. Okay. And I'm going to touch on more on that later in the show because it is a direct relation to my trip.
Nice.
So
I like it.
Use the force because the force is with you. Yes. Always.
You gotta recognize it. You just gotta recognize it.
You gotta recognize it. Once you recognize it, like you can't unrecognize it. You're like, oh, yeah, hey, that magically showed up today. Right on cue. I wonder if there's any batteries in my new microphone. There's brand new batteries. Yay, because I didn't bring any. Stuff like that. Yeah, cool.
Very
15
cool.
minutes of inspiration.
Yeah, we gotta come up with a little. Maybe you'll have to.
I'm telling you, that's it. I'll just
record it.
Okay, K-Buddy, what's good?
What up, beautiful people? We love you, K-Buddy. Miss Kelly in the house.
Oh, by the way, K-Buddy, nice pics of the Northern Lights jelly.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah, that was great. The force holds everything together. Totally agree. So is the force holding this crypto space together?
Well, it feels like it. There's forces that want to break it up, pull it apart, and there's forces that are keeping it together. It's bringing us together. One thing I will say is, since I've been involved in the cryptocurrency space, digital asset space, I started learning about Bitcoin in that. I mean, I really dove into, what is money and learning all of those things that we weren't really taught as kids in school. And once it starts clicking, you have a much different perspective on things. And at least I do anyway. And so, I've been seeing forever since I've been in this space, but lately, the past several days in particular, there's a lot of folks that are talking, they're worried that how many XRP do I need to become a millionaire or to retire or make a difference in my life and that sort of thing. And there's a lot of folks out there that are really willing to give you some free advice and tell you, what exactly you need to buy. And I would just say, please don't just listen to one person's perspective and video or see a post that tells you you only need, 1,000 or 10,000 or 100. You have to have 100,000 or whatever, because and I used to be that way. You know, when I when I first came into the space, I wondered, how much do I really need? You know, everybody else has more than I do. These are the things that I thought, you know, I can't catch up with this person or that person. But over time, I've continued to educate myself and dollar cost average in to the projects that I feel are worthy of my time and energy learning about. And so I would say, you know, first off, what project are you interested in when it comes to the digital asset space, cryptocurrency? What's your fancy? And are you giving that project your attention? Are you studying up on it? Are you looking for the footprint, the digital footprint that they have across all the different platforms and, you know, media, websites, banking connections, business connections, people connections? Because the different projects that I look into, I take a step back and I try to see who's on their board, what company is connected to that company, you know, who's running the show, are they participating in the advancement of regulations and that sort of thing? Are they trying to play, you know, what direction are they going? Because not every crypto is created equal, right? Different cryptos and digital tokens, coins, blockchains have different purposes. And so if you're going to dip your toe into this space, you really need to determine, you know, first, what are you interested in? What are you interested in learning more about?
Okay. Let's take that question. Can we take that question right there?
Yeah.
What are you interested in?
Yeah.
Making money. First question. Well, that's first answer.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
People want to make money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How much?
Well, yeah. How much? How much money do you need to make?
Enough to retire.
Okay.
Retire when?
How old are you?
And how are you living when you retired? I mean, shoot, I could retire right now. I literally could retire right now.
Yep.
My wife would not like it at all. I probably wouldn't like it either, to be quite honest. But I could retire. No one can tell you how much or how. No one can tell you much how to hold. Thank you, Yoda. Much how to hold. I like that. We're all different. We're all different people with different lives. Different lives we have. Different people we are. Facts, K buddy. Facts, K buddy. We all have different. First off, we all have different needs, different obligations. Okay, and we meet those every day, and we literally rob opportunities from ourselves every day, right? Yeah. So, you know, how many do I need to be a millionaire? Well, okay, that's how many XRP do I need to be a millionaire? Okay, today, right now, you need 2,300,000 XRP to have $1 million. Right now, today, that's how many you need. Okay.
How many?
If it goes to $1, I mean, when it goes to $1, how many XRP do you need to be a millionaire? Millionaire means you have $1 million. You need $1 million, right?
Right.
$2, 500,000. $3.
Yeah.
Can't math. Get my point after $2.
Yeah. Well, and you know,
that would be a third, but.
This is the thing. I was gonna say 3.
Yeah, 3. Right.
No, but that's such an important part, piece of information for people to ask, you know, to think about and maybe write it down and say, you know, where am I at right now? How much does it cost me to live right now? How much are my expenses? Am I happy with this standard of living? How old am I? How many years do I estimate that I'm going to be on this earth? and I say go heavy with that. I say
You
go
know,
heavy all day,
you know
son.
what
Go heavy.
go heavy. You know what I'm going
Go
to say right
heavy.
here.
Go heavy with the time.
I'm going to quote R. Nelson Nash, and I know I'm on this IBC train, and ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for some of that because it might sound like some wash, rinse, repeat stuff, but there's some solid advice. Plan like you're going to live forever, but live like you're going to die tomorrow. Okay? Chew on that fat for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to live to 100 years old. Maybe 101. Haven't figured it out yet. Okay? If I'm really intentionally thinking that, dude, that's like 65 years and some change on months. 64 years and change on months, right? 64 years. That'd be like that's like a whole nother, that's retirement again. I was born 64 years. I retired again, right? That's what that is. Okay. I have to support myself for 60, support me, wife, kid,
It's a long
grandkids, nephews, blah, blah. I mean, the list goes on. You know, that's not a stress, but that's where you got to be thinking when you're talking about that. Everybody thinks about retirement, okay? And we're so taught to because we're like, oh, I don't have to, I can quit my job and then I get to do life, okay? Like that's the traditional plan, okay? Yeah. Is it a good plan? Maybe.
Depends on who you are.
Depends on who you are. Depends on how cash, what retirements you've done as opposed to retirement funds you had. Like there's a lot. So, you know, if you're getting into crypto, you are in crypto and you're like, how much do I need to be a millionaire? It's like, okay, when do you project and you want to be a millionaire? Not when you hope, because hope isn't a strategy.
Yeah.
It's not. Hope's not a strategy. You have to pick your exit points. Get into that later. You know, how much you're gonna liquidate if you liquidate. Are you gonna put all your, put a portion of your cryptos into a collateral position, or a AMM position? And I understand there's a lot of opportunities out there. And to be quite honest, most of us only have like two choices of which way to go in our lives. It's always like this two kind of lame choices, that limit us vastly, right? Crypto and a few other things give us a multitude of opportunities, and we're so not used to having a huge influx of opportunities. This, that, this. Oh. We actually kind of have so many that we are super ADD squirrel right now. Oh, this one, that one, what's that? She said, he said, oh, but wait, what? Ooh, ha, ha, ha. And we get lost. And now we're actually really in trouble by we have actually probably too many choices. It's a good problem, but it's still a problem. Right? So it does come down to the plan. And I know people don't want to sit down and make a plan. Like, everybody raise a hand who wants to go make an awesome budget tonight. Everybody raise your hands.
Not fun.
And anybody? No, I say the word budget. You guys are like, don't cuss in this house. Because the topic of just finance and money, it can be boring, but at the same time so important. It's stressful. Yeah, so important that it's stressful, right? And so, if you can through practice start changing your thinking, make it fun.
Yeah,
literally make it fun. If you're writing a budget, just your monthly budget or something as an example, and then you saw something where you're like, you know what, I don't watch this paid subscription service, right? Or this one or this one. Add it up. How much is that a month? It's $40. Now you might poo-poo the $40. And that's where I'm going to say you probably shouldn't do that part right there. You should be like lighting off cherry bombs in your driveway because you just diverted that $40 from going over to those people back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
And you need to celebrate that because
Yeah.
when you pick out, hey, I have a goal of this many coins. You've done this, Melissa.
Yep.
You've been very open about it, right?
Yep.
You said, you know what? I'm going to go here. And then once you got really close to there, you're like, you said, you know what? Game changer. I'm going to go for a little bit more. I'm going to
Yep.
see if I can get here. I've reached my goal. Like I'm very content. I'm very happy. This is substantial for me. This is good. And then you reach that second goal and you're like, oh, cool. I'm here. You know, go ahead.
Can I touch on that? So, and again, okay, buddy, one person can afford and another might not be able to. The decision on how much cryptocurrency to hold is yours and yours alone. No one else should dictate that. That's correct. I agree with you 100%. What I wanted to say was, so as I'm, as I've been in the space for several years now, you're right. I navigated my way around. There's different folks that had different ideas, and you got the hype and people saying you have to hold at least this many and you have to do this and you have to do that. And what I did was I took and I figured out, I'm in my 50s, early 50s, and I've got some years before I'm going to retire. I'm looking at crypto, hopefully it'll hit within 10 years. Okay. That's my mind. My mindset is within 10 years, which I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. But I'm planning out, how much do I need if I think what I think is going to happen within 10 years? How much do I really need based on my age, based on what I already have saved for retirement, based on Social Security? If we ever get it, we probably won't. But, there's a lot of factors that went into my decision on what is my quote unquote forever bag. What is my let's fool around and find out bag, as far as taking profit. What are my
flashback
bags,
to teenager years? Sorry.
what are my bags that I want to gift to my children and my sister and my brother and my people? How much can I be willing to let go? And even when I'm deciding those bags to give to other people, I'm taking in consideration their age, because someone that is in their 20s and 30s have a lifetime, in theory, for these assets to appreciate, and make money from their money. And so my ultimate goal at this point is to have my forever bags. Hopefully within 10 years, by the time I'm ready to retire, I can create myself a nice little nest egg for myself. And I can use that money to make money to live off of so that I can leave a legacy. And we're going to talk about that later also, because that's part of the planning too. But I saw Outdoor Boys said, what's considered a large bag of XRP? And I would throw the question back to you, Outdoor Boys. How old are you? How old are you? What is your expectation for life? How much money do you need to change your life? And are you wanting to do this just for yourself? Are you wanting to leave a legacy for your future, your family, your future family? Are you wanting to start up a foundation for, people that have, special needs or whatever? 39. So 39, you got a good 25 years before retirement age, right? I don't know. What depends on what time, what year you're starting to, what you're looking at wanting to retire. I would, this is just me. I would, first of all, when we're talking about XRP and you look at all of the things that they're doing and the connections that they have, the relationships that they've made with the international transfer of money, what do I want to say? Transferring value for value, using it as a bridge currency in between those assets, as more of a utility token. Is it being utilized yet? Not really. Are the products being built that could use XRP? Yes. Is everything tokenized yet? No. So then I would recommend, so whatever project it is, so like XRP, for example, what do we think XRP is going to be used for? What are the things that's going to be touching, right? Like the tokenization of real world assets. Is that ready yet? If it's not ready, it's not going to be used for that yet, right? This is not XRP itself having to build all of these products. They're going to be used in between lots of different products, right? And so I would suggest anybody that is getting a little bit antsy about this and a little bit unsure and they don't know, understand what you hold. Why did you buy it in the first place? Continue to research the company because they do have changes here and there. You know, some companies come out strong out of the gate and then this or that happens, you know, and maybe they're not doing what we thought they were going to do or whatever. And I'm not saying that about Ripple or anything. I'm just saying any project that you're involved with, and then look at the industry that they're anticipating impacting, the real world problem that they're looking to solve, and look at those things around it. Are those things built out yet? And if they're not built out yet, who's building those products? Who's building those products and how far are they? Will you have to maybe listen to some boring, off the beaten path podcasts? Yeah. I can tell you, I listen to a whole bunch of off the beaten path podcasts, which gives me comfort in knowing, because these are real professionals that are doing these podcasts, working in the banking industry, working in the payments industry, you know, trying to tokenize this, trying to create, you know, coupons for that, like all these different things that people are working in, like you and I type people. Okay. They're talking about these things on podcasts to help their peers understand what's happening, but they're not there yet. And so until those products really roll out, I'm not sure how quickly something's going to jump up. And so I want people to really understand what they're holding and do the work, because crypto's not for sissies. You know,
Nope.
we've been given a blessing. You already are way ahead of the curve by being involved in this space at all. By the fact that you got the tap on the shoulder and you said, "What up? What up? What do I need to learn?"
Let's touch on the "you're so early." Oh, forget
You're
the
so
"so."
early.
Let's delete the "so." You're early.
Period.
Okay.
End of story. Early.
Here we go. What does
And it's
that
a
mean,
great-
ladies and gentlemen? What does that mean? Okay. You got invited to a wedding. You said, screw it, I'm going. You go to the wedding and you're like, I know where this wedding's at. By the way, you're doing research right now. You know where the wedding's at. You're like, okay. You know how much parking they have. They don't have very much parking. So you're like, I'm going to get there early. You get there early. Come on, babe. Let's go. Get out the car. Let's go to the door. Locked. Damn. Go back to the car. What do you want to do? I guess we sit here and wait. Okay.
What are you going to do when you're sitting in the car?
We are waiting, you know, we are waiting, right? So if you know, if it was back in the old days, you could go for a walk and talk. You could hopefully you have like a book up in your ride. If you didn't, oh dang, you know, maybe you're like, you know what, let's go somewhere else for a little bit. Once you recognize that you're waiting for a thing to happen, typically you go and do something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's being done here. Everybody's showing up early and we're all standing outside. Oh God, I mean, God, it's been a minute. I mean, are they going to open up the door? What happens? Hey, who owns this building? Like, can they open the door? Can they open the door?
I got to go to the bathroom, man.
Where's the catering service? I mean, you think
I
they'd
need a
be
beer.
early here, right? You know, yeah, I need to be right. Exactly. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. You can show up early to any wedding or any event. Dinner is still going to be served when dinner is served. Dinner, even how many weddings roll out on time? Anybody that's ever been to one? Nuh-uh.
None of them.
Stuff happens. And we're just talking about a wedding, not belittling the moments and the awesomeness of a wedding. They're awesome celebrations of life. 100% agree. But it never goes as planned. You ever seen the show Bridezillas? I haven't watched it, but I hear it's very, man. Oh, that's real. That's not acting. That's real. You know, and that's okay. So I think some of us out there in our own ways, and we all go through it. We go and we're a cryptozilla. We are having our bridal party meltdown. When? They said, she said, they said, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, guys, we're early. That means that this price action plus utility, actionable utility, like it's being used, the plus adoption, right? We don't have all that 100% online, as Melissa stated.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's probably just probably speculating. I'm speculating. I have zero evidence to back this up. And that's what we do all day. Speculate, zero evidence, back this up. It's he said, she said stuff. Even in an article, we're reading someone's perspective, their perspective, not yours. Melissa talks about doing research the company. Yep. Even then, when you research that company, there are facts presented in your research, but that's still from somebody's perspective. Even a number, a percentage can mean something different to me as well as Melissa. 10%.
Yep.
What do you mean 10%? 10% of what? Nobody asked that. Nobody really asked that, you know. And it can be daunting and it can be a pain in the butt. I get that. My point is that we are freakishly early and we're waiting for this light bulb moment, right? Parabolic move. That's what you guys want to see. You want to see this parabolic move in price, right? We all do. XRP $15. Are you going to sell? Yes or no? Because you're gonna do what we've all done before in the past. You're gonna miss that opportunity too. You won't do it. Because you'll be like, is it gonna go more? Is it gonna go more? Is it gonna go more? Dude, you missed your exit.
Yeah.
You know, because you didn't plan. Right? You didn't, you know, go ahead.
I will say
I kind of went on a tangent there.
No,
but it is a lot of
I go on tangents all the time.
Yeah,
no, I agree with you 100. I agree with you 100%. What's up, Scotty J? What I wanted to say was before we start talking about taking profit and all of that.
No. Yeah.
The thing that I really want to get across to, you know, maybe my family and friends that will watch this show, or anybody that's just starting to dip their toe, or maybe you already started dipping your toe and now you're unsure, and you're starting to get frustrated and you're starting to get worried because, you know, look, when I got into this space, like a lot of you in here, I made a mistake of investing. You know, I had some money that I don't normally have, and I got excited like JoJo the circus boy, and I you know, I invested. Now, I will say I did a good job. I feel that my gut instincts were correct in the things that I chose to invest in. However, had I had a plan and really thought about these things, maybe I would have held a little cash on the side and I would have waited, or I would have just dollar cost averaged in instead of buying a big chunk at one time. Now, as far as being early and waiting, the thing that I want people to really grasp is the fact that, yes, we are so early and we're talking about making money from being so early, right? But the other part of that is that our financial system is being transformed. It's the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. Everything's going to be tokenized and it's going to take time, but there's so many things that are changing and problems that are being worked on to be solved. And if you are getting a little bit antsy, it would behoove you to look into some of these things, start researching things that you normally might not have looked into. And the fact that when you see what's being done and what's being worked on, you have the opportunity to educate yourself, not only for you, but for those around you. And so whether it is you got a nephew who's 10 years old, 12 years old, you know about these new technologies, you know about these jobs that are up and coming, okay? We need people to do those and understand how to build those things out and troubleshoot them and test them and all of these types of things into the future, right?
Right.
And so if you're able to educate yourself on the things that are being built and the problems that are being solved across the world, because I watch conversations that are not United States centric. I watch all over the world. Different things come up in my feed of folks talking. And I was listening to something today with, I think it was from AIM Summit, blockchain summit or something like that. And they were talking about digital ID, digital footprint, and the things that the headway that's being made there. I didn't even know that India had 1.6 billion people on their digital ID yet already. And other countries are trying to implement. They're looking at India and saying, is this a good for us or not? And then there's sovereign IDs being created. I listened to some a talk with I think it was Marshall Hayner, also talked about, lightly touched on digital ID in one of his videos, and the concept of us owning our own digital ID, that it stays with us. These types of things, if you have time on your hands, instead of worrying about whether something is going to go to the moon tomorrow, it would behoove you to look into those things and try to understand them. I don't understand it. I want to get people on the show that can explain it to me, because it's going to affect us all. And they are building projects to where eventually, through the problem solving, they're going to make it so that we don't even know that it's happening in the background. That tells you how early that we really are. And so not only do you have the opportunity to invest in these tokens and coins on the blockchain, but you also have the opportunity, if you're not into crypto, you're also having the opportunity to invest in the companies that are associated with these types of projects. The Mara, I think it's Mara, was a big sponsor of Bitcoin 2024, the marathon gas. Okay. Most people would just think they're all about gas and oil, right? Well, they're heavily involved in Bitcoin mining and data mining. What do I want to say? Data centers, because the future is going to need a lot of electricity and a lot of data centers everywhere, like big data centers. that's what they're doing. And so, you know, the average person like myself would think Marathon gas and oil. It's all only gas and oil. No, it's not. It's not just gas and oil. So don't judge a book by its cover. Now I went on a rant and I apologize.
I don't apologize. You're on a good rant. You bring up valid points. You know, we both do. You know,
we got
See,
77 wonderful people watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Let's look at some of these comments here of just different perspectives, different plants. You know,
Outdoor boys want generational wealth. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Wouldn't think about selling for the first 5 years after 3 digits, passive income first. There's one plan. The professor, what's good, brother? Much love to you. We'll be selling a good chunk at 15. Professor's got a plan. Where was another one?
But can I say something? Gonna sell a 15. Okay, and this guy says respectfully, 15 doesn't even get me out of my chair. Here's the deal.
Right.
How many coins do you hold, right? And you know you have as many coins as you need for your particular lifestyle. So when someone says, I'm gonna sell a majority at $15, you don't know how many they hold. You can't compare it. We look to ourselves like, how many do I have? How many tokens do I have? If I sell this many, what will I be left with? Okay, does that make sense for me to do that? Is that going to change my life? Right? Because if it's not, if the majority, which I'm thinking majority would be like 75%, right? If I say I'm going to sell 75% of my bag and leave myself with 25%, is that 25% enough XRP for the long haul of what my goal is of retiring in 10 years and being able to use that to make money off of?
Are you going to retire? Let's define what retirement is.
Exactly. Leave. Well, you know what? Retiring for me is another question. You're so right.
Exactly.
Simon. Great.
Exactly.
Because
what's retiring?
For me,
what is that?
I mean, actually, to be honest with you, retiring would be like, not having a job at all and maybe working for myself, doing something that I love like this. Okay. But I would love to be able to not work for the man before my retirement age within the next 5 years would be really freaking awesome. And again, that changes the number, doesn't it? When you start asking yourself those questions, it changes the number. What are you buying the crypto for? Are you buying it to achieve a certain goal? Are you going to buy a house with it? Are you going to, why? What are you using it for is a good question.
Right. And facts, that's going to change as you progress. Mm-hmm. It will. It's inevitable. Yeah. It will change. Your needs, your desires, your inspirations is constantly evolving. It's evolution.
Go on a tangent. I got to close my camera off for a second.
Go on a tangent. It's 10 minutes of Simon Says Tangent Crypto. It's all about perspective. I am kind of honestly, I'm kind of getting away from the word retirement. Don't stop working, but maybe get yourself out of the job or career where hey, business owners, I'm sorry for the term I'm about to use, but you're making somebody else rich.
Yeah.
Right. Don't retire. Don't stop working unless you really just want to not work at all. Like you don't want to build, you don't want to create, because that's building, that's working. You're working. Our work, what we define as work, is I have to get up, go to a place or do a thing to get money so I can breathe on this earth. Well, okay, a little extreme there, right? So getting back to, what Melissa's really trying to, what she's bringing to light is what are your goals? That's number one. What are your goals? What are you doing with it? I know the professor we'll probably have a different plan, you know, than where'd he go?
New
New
mindset.
mindset. Yeah, new mindset, right? And I mean, shoot, it doesn't even have to be what can I do to get retired? Well, what can I do because I'm halfway already starting a brand new business and I need X, Y, and Z. You know, and on your path for trying to figure out how you're going to get X, Y, and Z, even though crypto may be in that first go-to position, you might come across a whole nother strategy that goes, oh, wait, maybe I don't need to do that like that now. I've come across some different information, some different strategies that, you know, are are looking pretty good. Professor says at 15, it gives me substantial windfall to put into IBC, the infinite banking concept.
See, he has a plan.
Right. He's got a plan, right? And Professor, did you just write this on a cocktail napkin? No, this has been part of the journey, the assessment and evaluation. Plan your trade and trade your plan. It's always evolving. You're always, you know, today's plan is this. Today's goals are this, and those goals might reign true until they don't anymore, because things have changed, and we know that. But we have really got to really just look at that, because that's actually a part of manifestation. Here we go, tangent.
No, it's not tangent.
You know, when we say things like, I need enough to do X, Y, Z. Well, you're only going to do X, Y, Z. An example. Here's an example. Another example.
Give me an example.
If you say, I only need enough until the day I pass, then you will only have enough till the day you pass. If you say, I need enough to the day my kids pass, then you will only create and have enough till your kids pass. If you say, I need enough to have and utilize to where my grandchildren graduate, I'm talking graduate, then that's the length you will go. Why? Because for you to achieve the third generation, you first have to make sure you got the first generation covered and the second generation covered.
Yep.
You got in some fashion. Okay. That's not taking care of all their stuff, right? In my opinion, like, nah, dude, you got 10 and 10, you could go out there and bust your bump somewhere too and build, take this knowledge, apply it to your life. But I got you something in the end, grandchildren, possibly great grandchildren. You know, if you can think that far ahead just on one thing, I'm going to have something there for my great grandkids. You know, can I do it? Yeah. How am I going to do it? Great question.
Yep.
Not have a job, not asking for permission to do what I want whenever I want. My money working instead of me working for my money. Hell yeah. This is my retirement in 4 more years when I am 50 years old. Boom.
Amen.
Checking
right?
Big perspective, 40,000 foot view.
Yep.
Right. And if it takes more than 4 years to get there, is GA going to be upset? No. Because GA is this close. If there was like something that took him back just this little bit, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Ain't gonna be 50. It might be 51 and a half. So what? You got there. And then some, right? And then some.
Outdoor boy said, I don't want to work. I want to chill in a yacht with Alan.
Well, outdoor boys, clock's ticking on that, man. I mean, he ain't getting any younger. Much love, Alan. I love you. I love you, brother. I had such a great time this weekend, but he ain't getting younger. Neither am I.
Money Paradise says, outside of a job, I'm looking forward to being a philanthropist well into my twilight years. Amen.
Amen. And honestly, but see, some of the stuff that you guys are even talking about, just right there, you can start that today. You don't need to be buku rich to do it. Buku wealthy. Yeah. Start taking action on some of those things of figuring out how you're going to do it. because when those funds are finally when the asset really becomes that big asset that you're able to utilize for the things you want to do, you're ready. Don't wait for that asset to get big and then do it. Start planning like that asset already is that big to learn the things to do, right?
Yeah.
But you need to have price level. Yep, price levels make sense.
Yeah, Crypto Professor, for those that are going to be listening on the audio, Crypto Professor says you need to have price levels that make sense, that technical analysis and other factors show it can hit, not just random numbers. Yeah,
Right.
agree. The whole point of that I want to make is, depending on how old you are now, how much money you make now, what your standard of living is now, how much are you willing to hustle to get to the point where you want to be, and how soon do you need to be there, or do you want to be there? Those are really important questions to ask yourself. And so again, if somebody is in their 20s and 30s, they have a lot longer life ahead of them in theory than, say, someone like myself that's in my 50s. So our goals might be different. They might be the same, but one has a lot more time than the other. And as price appreciates and as they dollar cost average in over time, unless they were to put a bunch of money in now, right? They're going to be buying less shares of or tokens of or whatever than somebody that's able to put a bunch in, but they've got more time and they have more time for their money to appreciate in value. And I truly believe that it will continue to do that,
If Melissa, if you bought, let's just say 10,000 XRP today. Okay.
Yep.
And someone in their 20 somethings, let's say 25. Okay.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. What Melissa's giving reference to there is Melissa's window of this wanting this asset to achieve what she wants to achieve. She has a smaller window. The 25-year-old statistically has a bigger window. If they both just hodled, that person that started earlier in any type of investment, we really should be doing this stuff at like 5 years old. Right. It has the greater chance of achieving what we're all talking about there. And that literally is health, wealth, and happiness, where we are not only in control of our assets, we're in control of our money, the banking functions in our life, and everything else. We are not dependent like we are now.
Right.
We've removed the handcuffs, so to speak, that we totally put ourselves in. In one way or another, we put them on.
Yeah.
Whether we wanted to or not is not the topic for discussion.
I mean, for someone that has, say, somebody has $10,000 bag of XRP, right? Say you had a goal, you want a bag, and you get to a bag of 10,000 XRP, which is a significant bag in my opinion.
Heck yeah.
You need it to be $100 right now for it to be worth $1 million. All right. If it was, let's see. Go back here. If it's $15, it's going to be 150,000. Would that change your life? I don't know. Not
Maybe.
Significantly. I mean, it depends. I guess the question would be this: for an asset like XRP, for example, if 150,000 could pay off your house and then you don't have a house payment, that's great. Would you be able to buy back with the money that you're saving from not having a house payment? Would you be able to buy back that XRP in the amount of time to hit your goal for the future, when we all have hopes and dreams that it's going to be significantly more than $100, given what it is? So, I mean, somebody selling a portion of a bag that's, say, 100,000 XRP at $15, That's a lot more. You know what I mean? So you have to listen to what people say when they're saying it. And also, the other thing I want to say is when people are giving these predictions, because I used to get confused with this as well. When they say, you know, I'm saying it's going to go up, it's going to be a 10x, or it's going to be 1,000% or 100% increase. It's different. It's not the same number when you do the math. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So you really, so anybody's videos that you're listening to where they're throwing those figures out, you really have to listen, because words matter of what they're saying. And then again, take into perspective put in perspective how much XRP you have, or whatever. It could be Bitcoin. You know, I mean, it could be any of these tokens. It's not a one shoe fits all kind of scenario here. And I think a lot of the quote unquote influencers make some people, and maybe it's unintentionally make people feel like it's a one shoe fits all type of scenario, and it's not.
There is okay. I might get punched in the face if I walk down the street later.
Uh-oh, hot dog.
Well, I'm just digitally punched in the face, social media punched in the face. Here we go. There is no guarantee that will happen.
Nope. None.
Investment is risk. Investment equals risk. Risk on the good side equals reward. Risk on the bad side, well, the opposite of reward. Well, no, you still get a reward. You ain't going to particularly like it. My point here is there's good cases for, say, XRP at $15, pretending case, but the case, what's the case? A case is still speculation. There's a good case for XRP to go to $3.23. That's more than likely than the $15. Yeah. Because we have history. But does that mean it's going to happen? Where's the guarantee? There isn't a guarantee.
No.
The guarantee is it happened. Like that's the best. Like we have a history. You're right. Could happen again. That's the perspective that you got to have out there. Yeah. You know, can it hit this price, $15 and beyond? Yes, it can. When? Big question. Nobody has the answer. Typically, it might be a select few, but you're not in the room. You're literally not in the room. Okay.
We don't know.
You won't, and more than likely, you ain't going to be in the room. We're not going to know. Okay, so knowing that whatever happens, even in this phase 4 of the bull run, because we've been in a bull run the whole time.
Yeah.
Since the end of 2021. Like it's not like the bulls are running. It's like, no, dude, the bulls been running. You are looking at like with a microscope.
Yeah. When in doubt, zoom out.
Yeah, when in doubt, zoom out. Amen, sister. Preach, babe. Preach.
Tell it.
Pass around the hat. We need a new roof on this digital church. It totally squirreled me off. Awesome. I love you for that.
Sorry.
That's so good.
I'm squirreling because we got 92 people in here.
92
Welcome
that's
to
right.
You
know, it is a gamble, right? But we have really good things going on our bet. Right? Mm-hmm. Things are looking favorable for us. You know, if you want if you want a guarantee, I can talk about a guarantee all night. You should have seen me on the Staple Crew show last night. I talked about a guarantee. That's actually what we really want, right? We really want that. We want that it's going to be there. It's going to continue going, right? XRP, Bitcoin, pick them all. It's all still speculative. When we do this thing called price discovery, what we're doing is we're discovering somebody, a small group of people, whatever, that were willing to pay that price for that thing. That's
Right.
price discovery.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
And
support,
that could,
or put their money behind something you're building. Because every
right.
time you buy into a project, you're kind of doing that.
Yeah, yes, you are.
You
You're
know?
saying I find value in this thing at this price.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so let's go to buying something. Okay, acquiring something.
Mhm.
When you go to the store, you're buying something because you see value in the thing that you're buying. Food, clothes, tools, something that you really didn't need, but you had an emotional bad day. So you're like, I need a feel good thing. Boom, you bought it. That was the value. And you're willing to pay the price. Right? It'd be great if we go to the grocery store and be like, well, I see you got this many breads on the shelf, and this one's 2 days from expiring. I'll give you 40%. I'll give you 40% of retail right now. What do you think? I'll buy 2 of them. That'd be great. It's kind of not how it works.
Right.
Especially in investment. It's whatever someone is willing to pay, but that's not a guarantee. It only takes one person to buy a small thing, especially in crypto. Someone can pay $60,000 for one whole Bitcoin, but they could buy just one Satoshi at that price. And that really breaks down to like pennies.
Or one drop of XRP.
One drop of XRP. Amen. Exactly. Like that can be done. It is done. You can see it on trading, live trading. It's there. It's like 0.00 blah blah blah. Right. So is that really the price? I mean, and I know I'm kind of going out there, but it's like, no, it's not really the price. It's really not. It's just that got bought. It was there, boop, and the price goes down. Somebody else is willing to sell it for cheaper because they want to get their resources out of that, asset.
Some of these assets, I speculate, and I don't really know, but the more that I learn with the different projects, I wonder if they're eventually some of them, because like they say, XRP wasn't meant for retail, for example. It was not meant for retail. So at some point, perhaps you won't be there won't be such a retail part of this whole thing when it comes to a token like XRP, right? While other tokens that you buy, they're all about retail. They're created for retail, like your meme coins, right? So we just don't know. And
exactly.
I mean, I've always heard what goes up must come down. What goes up must come down, does come down. And so, I admit when I first started building my bags of the different tokens, and I'll just tell you, like, I've done my research and now it's been so long, I need to go back and revisit some of the tokens that I researched early on, that I felt were good, that really piqued my interest. And and there's the utility around them, like, so the H bar, the Hedera H graph, H bar,
right.
hash graph, Hedera hash graph, B chain, XLM and Stellar. What's the other one? Bitcoin, of course, XRP. Trying to think of, there's another one, but I'm starting to learn of some other tokens, and I do believe that the farther down the road that we get with all of this, much like when we had the internet boom and the email boom, we had the different browsers and Netscape Navigator and SMTP email servers and all of that kind of stuff. As things get built out and get more easy for the end user, a lot of these projects are going to go away. They're either going to get eaten up by other projects, or they're just going to get they're just gonna go
We'll team up.
bye. You know,
They're going to team up. They're already teaming up on projects. So they're like, hey, your project's really good at this. Yeah.
Because yes, and you know, and I think, I mean, if you really think about it, and you're wanting to build things, and there's so many problems out there that need to be solved, and it's like, all right, you take this, you take that, you take this, you take this, and go and build. And we do, and then you're building this, and somebody else catches wind, and I'm going to build it too, and I'm going to do better, and yada yada yada. All these different things are going on, and then you've got the personalities and the camps of folks that are out there talking about this token and this project and all this kind of stuff. Right. And we're like, okay, who's resonating with me? Who's got the biggest digital footprint out there? Who's got the biggest connections? Who's already playing in the regulatory space and trying to adhere to current rules? And so that's the other thing when it comes to banking, and you know, these payment rails and all of that. That is a regulated thing across the world. It's regulated. Okay, so if you're going to dip your toe into those types of coins and tokens and projects, then you're going to want to make sure that the companies that are involved in building these things, these projects out, they have the foresight to build them with that in mind. Because you can get so far down the road and then another project comes up, like say, for example, banking. I was listening to something with that Marshall Hayner with the XPR network and the Metallicus project that they got going on, the metal. And I think it's an ETH-based thing. But in any event, they're building out a way for to bring in the, what do I want to say, the smaller banks. They don't have their eyes set on these great big banks. They have their eyes set on bringing the what do you call them? Not regular, but credit unions. They're trying to get those credit unions, making it easy for them to plug into the blockchain and be able to transact on the blockchain. Okay. The thing that I say about this, no one's talking about these guys. All right. These guys have been working in the shadows for a long time. There's not a lot of talk about them. But when you listen to them and you start seeing some of the companies and things that they're kind of working with, it's kind of a big deal. And so I guess I'm just saying there's so many projects out there that are working and battling it out. Who's going to end up on top? We don't really know. But you will be better if you are educating yourself in this space, in at least trying to learn, you know, of what's going on, to give yourself some better insight so that you can make a wise decision when it comes time to deciding, am I going to sell some of this or am I going to hold on to it? I mean, these are all personal questions based on your own knowledge. If you're just simply listening to someone else's opinion, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, because this is your opportunity to have skin in the game for real, not just throwing your money at it, but having skin in the game and learning what's being built and how we can make a better world. And maybe the more that you learn, that you'll even decide that you could build something, or you could be part of a team, you know, and however you can contribute, or you can teach your children, or you can teach a class, or you can have a meetup or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the building part, right?
Right.
All that's building. So how much is that?
How much is it worth? You know, there's a bunch of free education out there too. I forgot about, you know, you can go to XRP, was it XRPL.org? Ripple has a whole bunch of free education. Michael Saylor, the Saylor Academy has a whole bunch of free education. I actually was looking at something I'll have to dig it up. But there's like the Frankfurt conferences. They're out of Germany. They put on some really good conferences online that I had signed up for. Treasury Academy too, Rosemary said. Yes, thank you, Rosemary. That I signed up for this Frankfurt, I don't know if it's Frankfurt University or frankfurt.org or something like that, but they're blockchain.
Okay.
And they have a bunch of free education, and actually they have some grants that you can apply for, or some scholarships that you can apply for to get your degree even.
Right.
And women in particular is what I came across. But in any event, what I'm saying is there's so much education out there besides YouTube University, but you can learn a lot from YouTube University. But even these other organizations have a lot of free education out there, and you can learn from them. And even just if you're, if you're poor like me and you're listening to these smart people talk, I just listen to what they say, and then I look up the terms and the words they use, and to try to educate myself on even what the hell they're talking about. Hey, Crypto for Life, 68J in the house. What's up? Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you, James. 68J Chicago. Go Chicago coin. Huh?
The I get your point. You, Melissa, you want everybody to learn. That's what you want.
Okay. I know. I know not everybody's gonna want.
So how about let's go a step further. You've learned.
Now what?
And I always put exactly.
Well, you gonna ask me that question? Now you ask me that question?
No. When I joined Digital Dave, Crazy for Crypto, Patreon, I learned a lot. I'm sure I did better starting than. Yeah, exactly. Education can empower you. Yes, it can. If you know what's going on, you'll know what to do. That holds true. Very true. But but where's the guarantee? There isn't.
Well, the guarantee in the learning is that
no, not learning. Well, no. Yeah. I mean, learn. The guarantee is you got the knowledge of how it works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, not only you got the knowledge on how it works, but you also have potential knowledge on job openings, connections with people, because the more that you learn, the more people you come across. I mean, there's all kinds of things that come when you're putting your learning glasses on.
Right. So you have that variable, and you have that variable, and this is coming back to how much of this coin do I need to blank, blah blah blah. It's like, well, really, you don't need any of them. You don't need any coins. You don't need Bitcoin. You don't need XRP. So you don't need XLM. You don't need Litecoin. You don't need Ethereum. You could do what Melissa's talking about. Learn about the thing and go help keep the thing running. Now you're making guaranteed money that way. Guaranteed. You're being paid. It's
not quite as exciting, is it?
Oh, no. See, people, these scratch ticket days are really coming to a close. Okay. And it's very exciting to have those gains. Very exciting. Right now, you buy XRP, and let's say we have price action that retests the old all-time high. That's a 400% gain. What are you going to do? Right then and there, you have a guaranteed 400% gain. And what are you going to do? right?
Yeah.
If your whole plan is
Take your initial
contingent
investment back.
on yeah, well, even that, if your whole plan is contingent on just X, it's not going to work out, dude.
No.
It's just not. You need multiple small plans running simultaneously.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. And it, you know what,
you
and
do.
it is stressful. It is stressful because there's a lot of people that they've never dared to dip their toe into talking anything about when it comes to money or investing, right?
Right.
Because they do actually have us so bamboozled and confused to they almost make you feel like you can't understand it, right? We're not, because let the experts do it. And that, I mean, I'm not knocking experts. Like we need them. We need people that have studied thousands of hours on a subject to help educate us. Okay. But we have time to educate ourselves on it to where we can at least ask that expert an educated question and we could call them out on bullshit when we see it. And that's the biggest problem that I have because we've been kind of ran over with the manipulation, the market manipulation, time and time and time again. And it all gets tied in, when they make whether you want to talk about tax laws that they talk about, introducing this bill or that bill when it comes to certain things. The people that they put on the TV shows to tell you what you should and should not invest in and what's doing great and all these types of things. The news that we read, a lot of times it's the opposite of what we're told. We're told, never ever borrow from your 401k, but you can't take it out, there's so many things. I want to say this. I would like we are at 9:30, right? So I want to keep this at 2 hours because I've discovered that if we have our show 2 hours and under, that it will do automatic chapters to cut. And so I'm like, I want to make this video
Ladies
2
and
hours
gentlemen, we got
under 2 hours. So like an hour and 59 minutes is what I want to stop this at. So that we can do that. But I really want to talk about what your trip, and because your whole thing that you went and learned about for the past couple of days and your life, what your life has been for several weeks now with your show that you've been doing and all that. I really, we talked about a plan and all of these things and make goals and ask yourself questions and all these things. But you know of an ultimate plan, a play that someone can use. And it's just food for thought for people to start thinking about. And so I would love for you to talk a little bit about your trip while we still have a half hour.
Okay. For those who don't know, Tuesday night, I for the past 8 weeks, 8 weeks, I've been on the Staple Crew show. Tuesday nights we do live, and we are discussing the infinite banking concept. Now, before Alan and I started doing this, I had been in discussions about the infinite banking concept with another individual. And it's Jarrett Vick, actually. We've had him on the show, right? And multiple discussions. And what I mean by multiple, this is like a combination everyday conversation that it's crypto and then infinite banking concept. And when we first started talking, when he brought this to me, and he wasn't the first one. The first one was NFT Solutions, actually. He was the first one. I had him on my channel, and he dropped that, on the show. I took note of it, but I was in another rabbit hole, though. I was like, yeah, I can't go play over there right now. I got to play here in the crypto space, right? So anyway, Jarrett and I talked and discussed, and he saw value in the infinite banking concept, and there's multiple values, and I see the same ones. And one of the values is this helps people, like for
Helps them
life,
how?
whole life. Well, in a number of different ways. A number of different ways. For me, when I was looking into this with JV, dang, I gave away his secret name. He's gonna kill me now. Just kidding. Jared, that's what happens when we become friends. The infinite bank. Delete that. Take two. So when we're talking, and I was listening to the book, and when I was doing work, etc. And what I found out, like literally on page 3, the goal of this infinite banking concept, this strategy, is to reclaim the interest that we're losing in our lives. So the interest that we have on all our loans, if you look at how much you pay in interest, not the number, oh, I got 3%. So
Yeah.
how much are you paying that goes to interest? Almost everything. It's like, oh dang, you mean I can reclaim that? Tell me more. Can I, this infinite banking concept allows you to collateralize, borrow against a whole life insurance policy. Now that's something that can be done. Like that's not uncommon knowledge. Okay. But if you're able to do that, if you're able to take your funds, park them somewhere that's compounding, a specific contract, and I do say contract, and a specific with specific companies, and you're getting guaranteed compounding via contract.
Yeah.
That's a win. It's slow, it's steady, but it does win the race. But you have to be disciplined. Anyways, what I saw out of this initially was, so here's a place where I can park funds. And then as time goes on, I can borrow against that policy. I'm not taking out from my policy. I'm borrowing against it, like kind of like a 401k loan. Only the difference is I can do whatever I want with it. Also, I can set the terms. There's no terms. There's an interest rate, but it's simple interest, not like the interest we're used to. So if I'm getting charged 5% for $1,000, how much is that? $50. $50. That's it. Just a little extra $50 on my $1,000 loan. You can't find that anywhere, right? So I've saved money. Means money that I did not use.
And when you pay back, you're paying back yourself.
Yes, you are, because what you collateralized now becomes available again for you to recollateralize and do it again and again and again. Okay. And when you pay yourself back with interest, which is kind of part of the strategy, you don't just pay the interest back to the insurance company, which, by the way, you actually are going to want to do this. You're going to be so excited to pay yourself back to pay them interest. Just paying them interest, you're going to be like, yeah, I love it. Can you guys charge me more? Can you charge me 20%? You're literally going to say, can you please charge me 20%? Please charge me 20%. Why? Because in this strategy, we're using mutual, non-direct, dividend-paying, whole life insurance companies. The mutual part is very interesting. This is something that got reiterated in my time in Birmingham, and I'll get to that. But I just want to try to set a little backstory. That mutual means that you are a owner, part owner. We are mutual owners in this company. So in a roundabout way, the company is the hired help to give us, the policy owners, guaranteed compounding interest uninterrupted. And every year, because we're an owner, we share in what is described in the Infinite Banking Concept book as profits. But that profit comes into a form of a dividend. Now, I'm going to throw a big curveball here. Guess what's not taxable? Dividend. because
it's being
in reality,
reinvested,
yeah. Well,
right?
in reality, you pay too much in the policy. Hey, we got to give you this back, but you can reinvest that, or you can repurpose that back into your policy. Again, part of the strategy. And what that does is it makes your liquidity, that collateral thing that we can borrow against, it grows bigger and faster and bigger and faster.
I want to interject one thing. I just found out that someone that I love very much, they have an old school policy. I didn't even know, which I'm gonna put them in touch with you. Possibly. It sounds like they have a good policy anyway. But anyway, it was purchased for them when they were a baby, and then it was transferred over.
Oh my God!
Listen, it was when they were a baby, and then when they were a youth, back in like 2007, it was rolled over into this new, because it hit a certain point, and then it had to be updated to a different policy as they got older. Basically, this policy has been paying for itself since 2007. And I was like, holy shit, if you would have just paid your premiums, just paid your premiums all this time, the cash value of your policy would be holy smokes, right?
Yeah.
But the fact is, the person has this, which means they can start using it correctly. It's already set up. I got goosebumps when I was like JoJo the Circus Boy when I found out. I was like, oh, I know a little bit about this, and you got to talk to Simon. But in any event, sorry about that.
No, it's good. So here's what. So let's. So that's awesome. I'd love to hear that. That's great. I mean, this really is a big play. Okay. So I went down. Fast forward. Myself and Alan got invited to go down to Birmingham, Alabama, to speak with David Stern, part of the council, and son-in-law to Nelson R. Nash and the Nelson Nash Institute. We also am very blessed to welcome us in his home, and his wife, Kim, who is the daughter of Nelson Nash. And the house that we were at was actually Nelson Nash's home.
Wow.
Slightly remodeled. That's the inside. Good story. Really good story. Family story, really. It's great. So the reason why one of the reasons why we wanted to go was because we wanted to make sure that we were communicating the right information. Because as you all know, in the crypto space, it doesn't take much to get misinformation, and it just rolls downhill. And pretty soon, we're buying Shiba Inu's little brother, and we get rug pulled. Right? Same thing. There's been people in the crypto space that have married this process, turn it into something else, and this beautiful thing has taken the brunt of it. Like insurance companies were having issues, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And so there had to be a big, I'm not going to say overhaul, but things had to be corrected and righted. Right. So knowing that, we wanted to make sure that we're in line with that. Okay. Now, another reason that we wanted to go down was because of that when that problem revealed itself, it's like, we got to go down there. We got to set the record straight that not all people in the crypto space are bad. In fact, most people in the crypto space will be the new wealthy. Okay. Right. When I say wealthy, Melissa talked about, is 150,000 good to go for you? Dude, Simon says crypto for me. Yes, because I have a part of my plan. I now have a place where I can dump, or rather put, my profits in. Okay. And those profits now are going to compound. It's going to get dividends. I can borrow against it to finance my life. Tax-free. Compound, tax-free.
No credit check.
No credit check. No credit check. Yeah. If I need a loan, I just call up and say, hey, I want to borrow X amount. I want to borrow X amount. and it's from the and I'll collateralize to cash value, and boom, I got the loot, and then I can go do what I want to do. I got it. Now I'm going to pay that back with interest to the insurance company plus extra interest, so my banking system can continue to grow. It's all part of a big strategy. But we went down there, and it was such a wonderful experience. And shout out to Scott Chapman at oh my gosh, Chapman Financial.net, and also Mr. Jarrett Vick at LegacyVision.life. Good people right there. We met great people. It was such an honor to be just in the house talking with David Stern and really trying to, I guess, kind of clean the air, but really just to set our intentions. Like, look, not all people that are into XRP or Bitcoin or other things are evil. And in fact, the first day, so we went on Monday to go meet David Stern. We were supposed to shoot and talk about the infinite banking concept and the Nelson National Institute. Guess what we talked about?
Bitcoin.
Crypto. The whole thing, the whole time, which was great because it was like this good conversation between two different an investment and a guarantee, but they both have the same big picture.
Yeah.
Building wealth.
Yeah.
Right. Or, in the infinite banking concept, a policy or a system of policies is really your platform to finance the things in your life. We're going to have to take loans anyways. We literally have to, You want a new car, you want a used car, you want a better than a heater with a beater. Right. Chances are you're going to have to take a loan somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and even with that, you don't want to spend, like, say you did, even if you had the money to buy a car, right?
You don't want to spend that.
Why? Don't spend your chunk of money. Like, that's what so many people make a mistake. They get a chunk of money and then they just buy things in cash, which in one respect is like, oh, that makes sense. I don't want a car payment, but on something that's going to depreciate in value as it drives off the parking lot, why not? Especially these cars are like $40,000, $50,000 now. Why spend, between $30,000 and $50,000 on a car, give them all your money when you could keep that money earning you interest and pay for the car with the interest from that, and you still got your money and you got the car.
Exactly. That's a play. You take that money that you've saved, okay.
Yep.
You can put it over into a policy. It's compounding. Now that money's making money.
Have a good night, K-Buddy. Love you.
Bye, K-Buddy. Then you borrow against the cash value to go get the car. So basically you have a private loan right now.
Yep.
But the car's not on the line for if you miss a payment or you're late, life happens or whatever. You own the car. It's yours.
It's yours. The title is in yours. The title is yours.
You want to drive around for 6 months and be like, hey, I want to get a different one. Cool.
Yeah.
Check this out. Let's say you do the same thing. You stacked up. Let's say you stacked up $10,000. And I know for some you're like, dude, 10 grand? Are you crazy? You know how long that would take me? Yeah, actually, I do. And if it took you that long to stack up that 10 grand, then wouldn't it be a better idea to ensure that 10 grand is earning you a guarantee and it's locked up, by the way, out of the banking system, the current ones, that if they fail, they can just, oh, well, we got some money here. Let's just apply it over there. Hey, you guys bought into the bank. Congratulations. No, whole different set of rules over here. Whole different set of rules. Put that money over there that you took, 5-10 years to stack up and save, borrow against it, and then go get your crypto.
Can you say the
go
name
pay
of the
for
policy
college?
again?
Yeah, Simon, can you say the type of policy again? Okay. Yes. Okay. It's not the policy. We're talking about the type of insurance companies, and there's only a handful. Over in the UK, they don't have this. They outlawed this because of 1, 2, people, and I'm not going to get into that history. But what you're looking for is a mutual, non-direct, dividend-paying whole life insurance company. Okay, Lafayette Life, Emeritus, but you don't want to go to the company. In fact, do not go to the company. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not insurance financial advice, but don't do it. You really need to seek out an infinite banking, an IBC practitioner. Okay, someone that's gone to the Nelson Nash Institute. They are a licensed insurance agent, whole life insurance agent, and they know how to implement this concept with insurance products. Don't do UI or what is it? UIL. Don't do that. Because today it looks great. When you really need it, it's going to look like crap. It really will. Guarantee no risk. Guarantee no risk. And you're in control of everything. Except for the investing part. The insurance company is the hired help. They do their job well. Yeah, we're going to pay them. Yeah, you need to be paid for your help. Go insurance company. Because I'm the owner of that company. I'm a small owner, but nonetheless, I'm an owner, right? I get a dividend check. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's little. Depends on how well that company did that year, right? Look, that's his business. Nelson Nash says that you should be in two businesses. The one that you already do and do it well that brings you cash flow. The other one is the banking business. This becoming your own banker, most of us know this in crypto. Become your own bank. Yeah, get some assets. Figure out what you can do with them to keep some cash flow over time to you. The problem, some of the problem with that is where do you keep it? Where do you keep it safe? Where's the risk? Right? This highlights that. Okay. It's really awesome.
It's
really
awesome. It's definitely in addition to, like, there's so many things that you can do.
These two things go together. Crypto and whole lot and this infinite banking concept go hand in hand, because I know for a fact that every one of you out there is going to hit the same problem that some of us had in 2021. I made profit. Where do I stick it? Where do I stick it? So I'm not freaking out and going, I need a place to put it somewhere. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh, you got to hurry up. The bank could close. This could happen, right? Dude, we realize we got this beautiful thing. And now we're at risk because, oh my gosh, we got this big, beautiful thing. I got cash. Holy crap. Willie Sutton's going to come in here, rob the bank, and I'm going to be out. Great.
Well, and some folks back then, they were like with they were doing the loans, they were leveraging themselves,
yeah,
but right.
That's what we're doing.
But the difference between that, so like, and then like Nexo and what was the one with Celsius where I got screwed?
Celsius, right.
I didn't do loans through Celsius, but people did do loans through Celsius. Is that they're not fully it's not known yet exactly what's going to happen with all that. This is tried and true, been around for a very long time. And it's the same concept about borrowing from yourself. Same thing.
Yeah. It really is.
The difference is that, the concept of borrowing from yourself while it's sitting in Nexo is that, say it's Bitcoin with the expectation that Bitcoin is going to rise. But because we are in such a speculative market at this point, like we said, what goes up must come down. And so you might take a loan against your Bitcoin or some other asset like that, and it goes down, and then you got to pay money in. So, that, or if you don't, you lose your Bitcoin. So that's why this is a wonderful addition.
Absolutely.
Replacement for that concept until we are much more stable in the pricing of these types of assets.
Stable adequates to possibilities of getting guarantees. right?
Yes.
Something that is predictable, manageable, going, yes, we definitely can keep getting that. These insurance, these types of insurance companies, all insurance companies really, from what I have learned thus far, they think, well, not all, but they think 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years down the road. That's what they do. And they have to, because of some of the metrics. There's a whole bunch there's a science to their madness, and it's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. This concept has changed so many lives. It's gotten people out of debt, okay? Because what they did is they were able to redirect their debt to them. They turn their debt into an asset. There's learning. There's process. You have to understand the problem first. Where's all your money going?
Right.
Where's it going? Is it going to you or somebody else? Is it going into your banking system or somebody else's banking system? It's going to someone else's bank. I mean, I hate to admit it, but dude, I got money. I got money in there right now. I'm like, well, if they shut the doors, I'm SOL, right? But I got me one of these, and I can build with this.
Yeah.
These whole life insurance has been around for hundreds of years, 200 that I'm aware of. Okay, and these companies have not missed a dividend payment to their policy holders. Didn't matter what war was going on, what shutdown was going on, what stock market poo-poo thing was going on, who was elected, whatever. It doesn't even matter. You're in a whole different world. You are not in a place that you are like right now, dependent on a system. You have now become the system. You are on the other side of the table.
Yeah, this is exciting. I mean,
it really is.
I definitely want to learn more about it. We got about three minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, now I want to talk about my airplane ride. I want to talk about my airplane ride.
2 minutes. Talk about your
2 minutes.
do
you have something? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we'll talk about this because I do think this is a great topic. We'll talk about it more, but if you guys haven't already checked out Alan Staples' channel and Simon Says Crypto's channel, they have all their series on the infinite banking concept. And you can watch their conversation on this infinite banking concept if you want to learn more on it.
I'm thinking about putting the business phone number in there if anybody wants to just chat about it.
Yeah, do it. Yeah,
all right, we'll do it. Yeah, 425. Oh gosh, I can't type.
Okay. Someone else.
Okay, so here we go.
One other thing. Thank you to the 100 people that are watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please do. I put the business cell in the chat. If anybody just wants to talk about this, learn more, private conversation, because this is private stuff, right?
Yep.
I could talk all day about this. Go watch the episodes over at the Stable Crew. Okay, so dang it, I'm not gonna make it.
You're gonna make
on the plane.
Oh shit!
Sit next to the lady that I'm talking to. Right. She's a producer, Hollywood films. She's had exposure to that. I was like, what? So we start talking about the project that she has, right? And I said, what's that like? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, like, how do you get a project going? It's like, oh, you got to ask for money. I'm like, how? So she said you got to ask for money. I'm like, oh, how's that work? Oh, you got to go in front of a whole room of people, and sometimes they're paying attention, sometimes they're not. And I'm like, well, how much do you usually ask for, or something like that? She goes, this one's going to be $5 million just for production. I was like, oh, dang, that's a lot of loot. I'm like, they got to charge you a lot on that, like interest and this and that. She's like, yeah. I said, where are you from? I'm from Alabama. I said, have you ever heard of a guy by the name of R. Nelson Nash? Like, no. I'm like, really? Are you sure? Becoming your own banker, the infinite banking concept. Have you heard of this? No, why? Oh, you should. Like, this is. Let me show you the book. Show the book. Talked about the infinite banking concept. Light bulbs were flashing. She's picking up on it, right? Well, then what did I do? I interject crypto into the mix, and said, look, you can buy cryptocurrency right now. Wait 5-10 years, and you're gonna have a nice little nest egg just on this, and back and forth. But the more I talked about the literally the infinite possibilities with the infinite banking concept, it was overload. We exchanged numbers, and I'm totally going to give you a call because I want to know more about this. I'm like, please do, because the infinite banking concept literally is it's versatile. It's beautiful. It literally is our saving grace in the times that we live in right now. This is the thing that I'm shooting for. I never thought there'd be anything in this world to get me more excited about cryptocurrency. I really didn't. And here comes this. Pardon the term, and I'm not R. Nelson Nash. I know you're up in heaven. I ain't slamming you, brother. But here comes this kind of old school relic out of the clouds and goes, bro. Let me show you what a real garage. Let me show you something. So yeah, I'd love to talk about the infinite banking concept more in depth on this show, because everybody that's in crypto, in my opinion, you're going to need this because of what it can do, not just for you while you're living here, but what it can do for your family, your kids, grandkids, charity organizations. There is no limit other than what you can do. That's the only limit. Thanks, Rosemary. All right, that's all I got. I'll talk about it more.
With that, we will see you guys next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Thank you to the 99 of you that are still watching the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are Dip A Toe Show at Dip A Toe on Rumble and YouTube, at Dip A Toe Show on X. And we will see you all next Wednesday. Have a good night, guys. Nice seeing you, Simon.